macroeconomics and what is stability and what is pressure points.
Yes, sure.
So first step
economy,
one. So for step one, explain me economics or economy. First, just explain me that only.
Yes, sure, sir. Sir, economy means, sir, how any country or any group are working here, like how they are managing their capitals and all these things. These are the basically economy. And here economy is a particular point, like our macroeconomy is if we're talking about whole country economy, then this will called macroeconomy. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, keep going. Then I will ask you more questions. Keep going.
Yes, yes, sir. And sir, pressure points means, sir, is there any parameters or any points? If there any disturbance in that points, then this will disrupt our economy as well.
So
that is called the pressure points.
So who defined these pressure points? How we know those pressure points?
Sir, for the who defined these pressure points, like we have some past data and past experiences about this. So, like we can say we have past data. After that, we can analyze. We can say that this is our pressure point and this is impacting our economy.
But who are you? Who are you? Who are you in this game? How you know that this is pressure point?
There are some past reports about the elections and about how the things are keep going, how the things are coming, and we can decide that this is the pressure point. Like, sir, if there just I have already said, like if there any if I have said this one particular pressure point, then if there any disturbance in this point, then this will disturb our whole economy. And how can say like this is pressure point? For that pressure points means, sir, how will I say, like I have some past data about that point, and I have seen in the past, like if there any here has any changes, then this has disturbed our economy, or this has taken some changes in our economy as well. So,
okay, whatever it is.
The past records, sir, I can say like this is.
One second. Yeah. Are you speaking this because of your mind, or you really looked into what it means?
Right.
So see, these specific terms, whenever we speak, we backed up with some reference. Okay, so if I speak what is macroeconomic stability, right? So my way of speaking is, I backed up, because when I do work on data science, I don't speak with my assumption. I backed up with some reference. Okay, so when I say what is macroeconomic stability, I say as per this specific paper or this specific something, or I backed up with something, because this is making you as a real source of truth. You are taking responsibility or ownership what you are speaking, right? So when you're speaking data, in each word of yours, you backed up with some proof why you are different. It shouldn't look like that you are speaking with your assumptions, your ideas. You are not speaking with your ideas. You are you means first, most of the time, be professional, right? Whenever we speak these things, we set up a stage. In that stage, be already prepared to explain who I am in this context, because economics or economy, the real meaning of economy, when money getting spent. In simple terms, when money getting spent, what it means? When collective money of people getting spent. That's the simple point of what is economics. Collective money means you are paying taxes, I'm paying taxes, Shivam is paying taxes, or whatever the way, country generating the money. It's not your personal money. It is public money or company money or, house money, something like that. You can say, what is the economy of my house, my family, something like that, right? When we spending money all together to all family members. Or what is the economy of M University of Technology, right? What is the economy of Gorakhpur? What is the economy of Kanpur? What is the economy of this specific thing? So economy is it is my understanding. This interpretation is mine. I understood it while reading through various lectures in Coursera or various books. The reasons, the name of the books is not top of my head. Going through of many Australian economy reports. None of the reports says what is economy. They start telling you many things. None of the report, none of the document exactly tell what is economy. And whatever they tell, they say economy is supply, demand, or whatever, something like that. And that's not correct. After going through deeper, then I understood, because money is getting spent. Money is supposed to getting spent. Money is getting spent, let's say, on cars. Money is getting spent on whatever. Money is getting spent on what do you say? On any public system, right? Something like that. So for me, when I saw this, then it means economy means when money is getting spent, and that has a lot of contributors, and some decision makers are spending money. Let's say Microsoft, they're spending money on AI data center or BI data center or CI data center, right? Because there are investors involved, people involved, then they speak out, something like that, right? So for me, that is also economics of Microsoft or economics of Google. That's the one point. Then second thing, macroeconomic stability. See, I don't have this definition on top of head, but what my concern is, when you come up, then you really looked couple of key authors or couple of key people who settled this economy in this world. Correct? Like when we study physics, then we go through with Newton's or somebody who invented Mr. Ohm, Coulomb. When we study chemistry, then we go to Mr. Mendeleev, right? Who set it up the path of atoms. He told, it's my understanding, maybe I don't know what books is saying. I'm trying to explain you something, how we do it. I maybe differ what is written on books, but just trying to say that I think Mr. Mendeleev said, what is the smallest item, something in materials. He explained different kind of materials, right? And then that time, maybe in 1900 or something, that time he explained how he gave a mind map, how we can put in a structure, right? Atoms, right? And then Coulomb, Ohm, these guys, they came up with, when there was no electricity, it was just battery. It was just a concept that they found that charge can move, right? So biggest problem was like moving charge from one place to another. Now we are getting electricity, which we can move. So always the step one, this problem comes from the economics. And I did my research, right? In data science, really, if you work for any company, most of the things related to business and most of the things related to economics, the fundamentals stay same, right? So whatever means, it's a larger area. It's my observation. That's why I picked up that subject, which is applicable, where people show interest to talk with you, right? Even you sit with friends because you have the real data. Once you have done one experiment, you can freely talk with any one of your friends, because this is the important topic everybody wants to know. Without backing up, no. So step one, remember this. Correct, Shiva? I want that everybody must know that what is economics, what is macroeconomic stability, and don't take any word with the assumption that I understood. You didn't understand that. These words not created by you, this created by system, right? So if Newton saying Force law, that is Newton's third law, Isaac's third law. He wrote his book because he did all his efforts. He was in England, whatever. Since 1600, we are following it. That's it. We just know his formula, but there may be a lot more beyond that. People do PhDs and all, right? So we are following it. Our job as an adult to understand that deeper, right? And all four of you can be called data science, because whenever you are a data scientist, the next question is which data? Which data? You are data scientist of which data? Right? Which data, right? Everybody, whenever you go to the market, you will say data scientist. You can't say, no, you tell me the word. No, you are data scientist as a step one for which data. So I have given you one starting point, economics. And in that economics, more precisely, I said, you understand, first you need to understand, I'm just looking on your document. First, you need to understand oil economy, gold economy, rupee economy. These are three different things. Inflation's fourth different thing. Then how these connected together, and you need to get the answer. Clear? So ideally, Yash should work. It's just my story. After interpreting it, right? Yash should work on oil economy and get the data of last 10, 20 years. Ayush should work on gold economy from last, I think, 100 years. Gold is gold for you. If you know this, whole life will help you to understand the gold ecosystem. You will be expert in your home to provide exact data of the gold, right? Each and every person needed the data of the gold. Nobody spending time. You would be the data scientist of Ayush Gold. Rupee, right? Aman, you should know from where the rupee came, how the rupee came, what was the rupee previous, something like that, right? How rupee manages, settles in India, right? Means what is the value of rupee against whatever, how rupee. Then you have, Shivan, you should ask the question, what is the relationship between oil, gold, rupee, and who set this? Who is the current scientist of it? You need to follow someone. You need to follow some people, like, even in your university, right? If you go from one department to another, you say, this professor told this, you add someone back up. When you work in official environment, you backed up your voice with some reference, correct? Right? So that's the data is. Data without reference, without backing up, without proof is random, fake, stupid, scamming data. I can speak anything. But if I'm not providing what data scientist is doing, data scientist is researching correct thing, and then only to correct thing it is presenting to with some results, right? Clear? Now, you tell me, Shivam, the meaning of data-driven investigation.
So means from the data we have to investigate like how these are putting the pressure in the economy, how these are related to each other. Means we have to investigate from the data, not just assumption.
Okay, stop. Tell me the meaning of investigation.
Just investigation means to analysis from something, and like to try to find something from the data.
No. Tell me investigation meaning, okay, that's fine. When you do the investigation, how your actions are different. You are investigating Yash room, right? And you are visiting Ayush room, okay? And you are meeting with Aman at his room. Visiting, investigating, or meeting, something like that, or looking, each have different meaning. Investigation has real, serious, official, formal meaning. If you are doing, you are BTech student or MC student, Shivam?
The BTech student.
If I say you are C-Tech student, would you agree that? Means let's say I don't know you and I don't know about BTech, right? Let's say I'm the person who is coming from different world or different country. You said BTech, I say no, C-Tech. Then if you say, okay, no problem, will you say, because you know BTech has a formal meaning in my community, correct? So same way, if you call investigation anything, the other person will just say what you are talking. So for me, investigation is a very serious meaning. Investigation means, investigation is a kind of, it's my interpretation, right? Investigation, in each topic it comes different. Like in crime, it is different. In research, it is different. In some other topics, like say, in research, we have a different context. In chemical chemistry, we are researching a couple of compounds. It has different meaning. Here is investigation means you by yourself diving deeper into it and investigating what the real resulted, what actually gap. Oh, say this way. You see, you figure out a couple of information, right? Let's say from news, relevant news, best newspaper or best research paper, or let's say it is written in government website or somewhere, right? So they claim that specific claim, what the data is there. You investigating, doing the backtrack or whatever is, and then thinking your investigation is like going through and then figuring out what actually it's supposed to be. So for any data scientist, the first thing, what the title you says, for you, that title is as equal as Newton's law. If you are not, whatever is the reason, you're just taking that I know this, you don't know this, right? Even I don't know this, right? I shouldn't say that I know this because it's my assumptions. What we are in the formal words, and we need to see why this specific word would agreed across the system, correct? So that's my thing, right? And I'm just quickly going through it. India imports, see, like I have written, India imports massive quantities of both crude oil and gold, and both are paid for in US dollars. In this specific line, you know how many work items are there? You need to understand India imports massive quantities of both crude oil and gold. You need to figure out the data of crude oil and gold from last whatever year or current year, right? And both are paid in US dollars. You need to figure out what it means. Task 2, how much in US dollars, how many dollars, since whatever. In a period of geopolitical stability, you need to understand what is the meaning of geopolitical stability. Why somebody says that this is geopolitical stability. So you need to figure out where are you now, right? Currently, where are you now, right? And so you need to figure out where are you now, right? And you need to figure out like which situation, which data, what graphs. You need to make some graph. When these conditions comes, then it has been called formally the ecosystem of economics of countries or systems. This is geopolitical stability, geopolitical instability. And I'm telling you, if you make this definition, Yash, geopolitical instability, you can talk in conferences. You can prove, you can give your own definition. That's it, the geopolitical instability, right? News speaking, these is speaking, right? And this is the science where you help, right? Now, if crude prices rises sharply while gold imports and luxury foreign spending continue unchecked, it puts enormous pressure on India foreign exchange reserves, trade deficit, rupee stability, and inflation. That's the word. If crude prices rise sharply, how much rise? What it was, where it is going, what happened earlier, what happened now, something like that, right? While gold imports, importing to India, how much? How much is okay, how much is not okay, how much is worth, something like that. And luxury foreign spending continue unchecked. Luxury foreign spending, you need to figure out how much it is spending back, because foreign currency is spending back from the reserves to outside of India, which is going out, correct? Unchecked. Who checked this? Who unchecked this? It puts enormous pressure on India. Enormous pressure means what? What is the pressure? Who is taking that pressure? Who is responsible? Reserve Bank of India or whatever, right? On India's foreign exchange reserves. Why? How? What are the rules and regulations like when somebody is spending? Why he's not spending? Something like that. Trade deficit means if trade deficit is some countries doing import, you are doing import export thing. What is that? Rupee stability. What is the meaning of stability? Where should be stable? What is not making it stable? And inflation. And you need to figure out where the inflation system is going, right? So Work on these 3 lines, 2-3 lines first. See, you are learning, correct? You don't need to prove today that I need to develop a solution. This is data scientists are not, you are scientists. You are not, you are in a very high category of your profession, right? You are doing the real work, which a large crowd or even you don't understand when you see the news. Do you trust if tomorrow newspaper come and it says something, right? Something is written $20 billion, $10 billion. What is the impact on you? Nothing. You will still have your coffee, correct? Something like that in the breakfast, right? But as a data scientist, you are taking this responsibility, right? And owning this problem, something like that. So this session was to give you, insight, talk with you and explain you that, how you think as a data scientist, correct? Technically, forget for a while that what data is. First, you should have very clarity. A data scientist is a person who understands what's the domain. He knows this is the problem, right? Then you need to also identify which are the, you can write an email to Reserve Bank of India or whatever, get the paper, say I'm the student of BTech of this year or something, studying, researching. That way you will connect with the right people. You can interview with someone. I did those things. I did by myself. Not trying to say something, not this topic, but many topics I did. I even reached out to those people where, people just see those on news, the big, government officials and all these. They really given me the time and they given me the food as well, lunch as well. Trust me. So it's not the thing, like when you do the efforts, when somebody didn't help and somebody invited me in his office, all IAS officers were waiting for the meeting. He gave me 15-20 minutes, listened me clearly, and he asked someone that without lunch, he will not go. Give him proper lunch. So that's the respect people give. That's the respect people give. Okay. If you're working seriously or something, that's the respect you get, right? These are my practical experiences, not theory. So Shivan, that's the reason I called to all of you, so that you can understand it well, understand data scientist role, understand the point. Don't come up with your assumptions like you have some books in MCA or BTech class, you're reading it and coming up and speaking it. No, that's what you are not doing it. Now you see the change in your mind. When I spoken this, now see the change. You feel motivated. You feel now you know something, correct? Just mind is changing. Okay, so back to you, Shivam. Any question?
Yes, sir. I have one question. Like, first we have to clear the goal. Like, what I am going to do, sir. My question is that what I am the thing that we are doing. Who will use this product? Because the data is dynamic. Data is changing day by day. So once we analyze the data and find the insight from that and find the things from the data, but the data is changing. So who will use this product? What I am building?
I'm thinking how to answer. First, solve what the things I have said. Just first solve what you are saying, who is building or something, right? These things comes, means what you are saying is definitely it's a question, but not now. First thing, you need to understand it, because you did not understand it. That's why you're asking this question, right? Who, what, something like that. What I will do, because this session I have recorded, I will give you some details, but don't depend on me. I will also send you what exact things you have to do, right? So as I said, the first step, you do only this. Okay, let's start with this way. One guy work on oil economy, one guy work on gold economy, one guy work on rupee economy, and one guy work on inflation. 4 things. That's it. That's it. And all scientific backed up data, not your theory. Not you. You can't say yes because Ayush told me. Because Ayush told me that jump from the tree, so gravitation force is different. No, you have to prove it. If like there was somebody else other than Mr. Newton, then we would have hundreds of different definitions of Newton, right? Because he did everything to tell to the world that's the force exists in this Earth ecosystem like that. Okay. Any other question?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are saying that we have to research like quite on a particular topic. Like I have found a gold economic topic. So from reading all those topics, what insight I should just get from all this topic? Let's suppose I am reading any research paper or anything. So as a data scientist, what things I should just take out from all those topics? Like what the things I should just take out from this?
First you understand this way. Let's say you have taken the gold economics, right? First you understand what is gold, how it is important, how much gold exists within India, what is its usage pattern, what is its buying pattern, and how gold keep a big value in the economy, something like that, right? Why gold have an importance in our economic ecosystem, country economic system. Once you understand then basic, then you ask the question why this gold can become pressure points, right? So you connect with some history, right, about gold and how gold maintained today. So first you need to understand about the gold, how gold actually treated as a value, as a system, or as how basically it's managed in the ecosystem, something like that, right? That should be the step 1. For that, once you go to Google or Claude or ChatGPT and something, then you will get some papers and you will trust with maybe some papers from some world economic forums, right? Or some papers is, let's say, some gold company or banks or government, and maybe some paper you will get from some country, right? So you need to figure out 4 or 5 questions in top of your head and then go forward with that. First, you do the step 1, just understand this, and then we will work on what need to be extracted. And any other question?
So I want to know what is the depth of going, like 2-3 days ago, I was researching on this thing. I like rupee. I understand rupee devaluation, and in license Raj, in Indira Gandhi's period, license Raj, rupee devaluation like $1 equal to like 8 rupees equal. So I want to know what is the depth, what is the period we go.
Actually, that is what you need to understand deeper. That's what you need to extract from your scientist mind, right? You need to answer it your way. Once you observe, then you, like when I observe economics, then I develop my own definition. That's what economics is. So I can explain easily to anyone in simple. So the depth is, you need to read this topic 10 times first. Okay. And depth is, you really need to explain. Maybe that's the first. You must have an image on top of your head, like as I explained, you see apple and apple come on your head, right? So this problem should come on your head, and you can back up the reason why that time was 8 rupees and now it is whatever rupees. Okay. So any other question? Okay. So what I will do, I will save this recording and then I will do the transcript. I will prepare some document and send it to you. But you need to divide first 2-3 lines and work on.